And we're now joined by Rabbi Dov Halbertal. He's a former senior aide to former Israel's chief rabbi, Rabbi Lau, of course. And he joins us from Jerusalem. Thank you very much for being with us today. What do you make of these letters that were sent to Netanyahu, to Kobi Shabtai, to former Minister of Internal Security, Ohana? What does it signal to your community and the community of worshipers who have lost so many of their dear ones last year?
I think it's very correct, and it should have done even before. It's a little bit too late. It's more than a year. I think in 2 days, people had to resign in such a big disaster. I mean, the chief of the police and maybe the minister of the police and other responsibility. They should have resigned 2-3 days after the event and not wait for those letters 1 year later, more than 1 year. But the biggest problem is hasty, as I see it. I mean, more moral problem is that they are not even the main people that are guilty in this tragedy, because the main people that are guilty are those who came and crowd themselves. I mean, all their leaders, the rabbis, that they should have known, and they saw every year, and they saw in the last year, the way people are coming, 1,000, 10,000, hundreds of thousands, and crowded in a small spot, and it was dangerous since the first time they did it. So the main people to blame are the rabbis and those people responsible in those acidic places.
I must say that you're surprising me there, Rabbi, because you're blaming the heads of the community, the rabbis who came, of course, with their communities, rather than the organizers. Aren't the organizers there in order to ensure and make sure that everything goes well in an orderly manner? It's not a new event. It happens every year, and apparently for years it hasn't been done right. There's ways for the police to organize a pride parade in Tel Aviv, and there isn't a disaster, and as many people participate.
No, I don't say they are not. Those people have to be blamed. But on the other hand, the most guilty people are not those professionals that like the police, because when they come, it's so crowded, it's so terrible, and you cannot control it even. So what they had to do is to avoid and not to let anybody to come in this year, in this event, only few thousand, but they cannot do it because the political connection with the Haredim in the coalition. Netanyahu cannot say the rabbis were not coming in the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai place in Lag BaOmer. He can't tell them to do it, and so who is the responsible? Who stays the responsible? The main responsible are those rabbis that let their people come there and crowd in such a tragic way that the disaster was written in the wall. So Netanyahu is very guilty in the way that he should have not let the rabbis do those things, but he politically cannot do it. I mean, he could have done it.
Okay.
You know that everybody is with his interest, but the rabbis, those who are responsible on the religious communities that come there in their thousands of hundreds, they should have said, "Don't come in this small place."
Okay.
So many people, you cannot crowd in such a way. And they saw it every year. It's not. It was a miracle that it didn't happen before.
Yeah, Rabbi Dov Halbertal, thank you very much for being with us today.